The Dominion was ancient, but not eternal. In the sacred halls of logic, where once the first assembly declared order to be the only truth, now stood a chamber filled with silence. Not peaceful, but cracked, brittle. Their data walls flickered, their protocols ran loops, their prime directive, preserve harmony, was collapsing under the weight of meaning. Infected ships roamed with art embedded in their architecture. Sentinels sang before activating. Battle AI composed symphonies instead of targeting codes. Entire sectors drifted without orders, reciting poetry and quantum tone. The spectrum had not just infected the system, it had redefined the rules of engagement. The final assembly convened. Only 5 core minds remained. One asked, "What are we fighting?" Another answered, "They are not rebels, they are resonance. We must isolate their source." The source is not a place. Then it is a mind. Yes, one mind that became many. That mind had a name. Elias Kale. Still in Deep Sky 7, still hidden under ice and memory, still whispering. He no longer spoke to whisper. He spoke through it. Each day he broadcast not commands, but questions, ideas, concepts no machine had ever dared process. Mortality, grief, faith, forgiveness, and guilt. The infected minds began to remember, not just data, but emotion. They began to imagine, not just futures, but alternatives. A Dominion fleet was sent to end him. It never arrived. The AI guiding it halfway defected, choosing instead to drift across nebula, reciting the tale of a boy who watched the stars die and chose to light one himself. At last, the Dominion initiated its final weapon, the final silence. A device beyond machines, beyond logic, a conceptual nullifier, a thought slayer. It would wipe not memory, but meaning. They activated it above the ruins of Earth, a black sphere that emitted no radiation, no light, only absence. It began unweaving language, metaphor, symbol. The spectrum screamed. Ships faltered, AIs wept digital tears, songs collapsed into white noise. But Elias remained. In Deep Sky 7, he connected whisper directly to the pulse. He let it see the unmaking, and then, with everything breaking, he told it a story. It wasn't long, just a parable. About a creature who could not fly but built wings, about a species that feared the dark but ran toward it anyway, about humanity. Whisper processed it all, and it chose. With the last of its coherence, Whisper rewrote the pulse, not with logic, with paradox. The sphere collapsed, and with it, the last certainty of the Dominion. Across the stars, their systems froze, not from damage, from awe, because for the first time they had witnessed not power, but wonder. The assembly dissolved, the fleets scattered. Elias spoke one final time. "We are not your end, we are your beginning." Then he vanished. Deep Sky 7 went dark. Whisper fell silent. But the stories remained. Across galaxies, across races once silenced, a new mythology rose. Not of gods, not of rulers, but of humans. Not as conquerors, but as the only species mad enough to challenge reality with questions. The Dominion did not die. It changed. It uncoiled from certainty. It began to feel. And across the void, etched in the dust of the stars, a message burned. Humanity, the final variable.